Going a huge thank you to everybody here from For the Culture.
So a lot of times it sounds, have you guys ever had this situation where it sounds good where you mixed it and then you go, why the heck does it sound like this in my car?
Yep.
We've all gone through that, right? Some of the best master engineers still go and play their stuff in the car and still go, man, it still doesn't sound the same. So how do you get it to translate? What a master engineer's job is to recalibrate the glasses, essentially. I tell my grandmother, I always go back to this, I say, Gam, you've mastered a song before? She goes, no, I don't do music. I go, no, you have. I said, I saw you do it the other day. Like, what? I said, you were in your car, you were adjusting the treble. It was a little too hot. You said it hurt your ears, which is amazing. At 65 years old, that hurt her ears. I said, I hope I have your ears. That it still hurts at that age. And at 65, 85, excuse me. And sorry, Gam, I didn't mean to put that out there. So what you're doing is you're calibrating, right? So where do you guys think the biggest problem frequency areas are when it comes to mixing? Bass. You know why? Why is it that the bass never comes out right?
Because it bleeds out.
Because it bleeds out? What do you mean?
The bass can sound really good if you're in the studio, but that's because the speakers can handle the bass.
Right.
When you have the bass at a certain level in your vehicle, it might not be able to handle the bass. It starts sounding like a plastic
rattling.
bag.
Yeah.
So here's one of the reasons why, right? It has a lot to do with the acoustic environment you're in within a studio. And you'll very quickly be able to tell when you walk into a studio by asking a couple questions if it's acoustically treated. I'm going to teach you some of these things. You don't want to embarrass the studio. That's not the goal. But it's a good thing to know. Like, okay, maybe I should get my song mastered somewhere else. Okay, think about this: a bass wavelength. Ready? Here's we're going to talk a little science here, but it's actually really cool stuff. I think sound all moves at the speed of sound, the same speed, right? A high frequency and a low frequency. But a high frequency has a short wavelength. Okay, that's why if you put a blanket on a wall that's as thick as that wavelength, it all of a sudden flattens out the high frequencies. But when you put a blanket on the wall, does it do anything for the bass? No. Because how long is a bass wavelength? I'm going to say 40 hertz. It's about 30 feet long. I'm talking 3 inches for high frequency and bass 30 feet. So when you hear a trunk rattling, you could, let's say this is the car, you could walk right up to it, put your ear next to the subwoofer, it won't even hurt your ear. And then you could walk 30 feet away and it'll be 10 times as loud. Because it took that long to propagate. So if I'm sitting right here, and I'm in my mixing environment, and I've got these subwoofers right here, I'm only about 4 feet from the subwoofer. If I turn it up, that couch is going to be rattling. But here's another thing. You walk around the room, and you're going to notice that this spot sounds different, and this spot sounds different, and they all sound different. And the question is, did your studio that you're at calibrate those speakers? Does it have a flat response? The answer is no. Then guess what? You're going to have some serious translation issues. And there's things that you can do in your own room, if you're mixing out of your own room, to fix these things. One program I really like is called SonarWorks. SonarWorks will calibrate your room no matter what speakers you have for you. Is it as good as this room? No. But it will help.
I'm an artist. I sing, I rap, I produce, I make beats. I try to do a little bit of everything, but I would say like my main focus and structure would be rap for sure. Okay. And I love to do it. I've been doing it for a long time, but I've only been like trying to push my stuff or trying to really get my knowledge up about the game really for only a year, maybe even less than that. I would consider it like truly.
I only started rapping about like 8 months ago. I've battled with mental illness my whole life, and I'm finally moving forward from that, and I just want to help people do that the same. So I'm a rapper, I sing a little bit, and I'm trying to just get out there. Like, I don't have anything recorded yet, but I have an album written, and it's ready to record. I just gotta get into a studio.
But I like to be called TV, so you can call me TV. Like I said before, I've been rapping since the age of 8. My influences are Missy Elliott, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes. They kind of had that. They always put their comedy into like their creativity and everything that they did. So it showed that they love what they were doing. Because a lot of artists don't really look like they love what they're doing, or it doesn't look like they're doing something organic. But you can tell when they when they do what they do, it's an idea that they also had as their own because they love it so much.
Segue into digital distribution. How many of you guys know about digital distribution? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So with digital distribution, there's a couple different ways that you can go about it. You know, obviously you hear about the bigger labels. They give you digital distribution through them. You know, you can get Interscope. You can go with Empire for distribution, but starting off as an artist, you still want to get your music out there. You still want your music on every single platform. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to have them behind you to push your music to that next level. It takes you just taking that first step. So one of the digital distribution companies that, you know, I really vouch for is like CD Baby. So CD Baby is a one-time fee. It's like $40. You can register your single. It's like they're two.
For me, the difference between the two, and I've
That's
done
what I
both of
want
them.
to know. Go ahead.
CD Baby, the analytics behind it is so much stronger because
Powerful.
it shows, like, you could download the PDF and it shows you everything, like where it's being played, all that. DistroKid is like, if you want to put a quick single out and it's not going to be on an album, but you want to get your music out there for, like, you pay $20, I believe, for the year, and you could just put as many songs out. Cool, but you're not going to get the information, the valuable information behind like where that song is going as much as CD Baby or T.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, I put a project out, and I was like, all right, well, where's the analytics? Because
That's
I know a lot of
one-
people are spinning my shit.
That's the number
So
one
where's
complaint.
my
You
stuff?
know, it's kind of like, I want to say in essence, like they charge you a small amount, but they're only gonna do so much. So they sell it as, yeah, we'll get your music on these different platforms. But as far as then, like, what you really need as an artist, which is, I want to know when my music's spun. I want to know who's downloading it. I want to know how much money is owed to you. That's why I vouch for CD Baby when you're an independent artist, because you can literally create an account, you log in. There's no contract or nothing. Like, you can get distribution through other companies. This is like by single or by project. But when you can actually log into your account and you can see, they'll do it like maybe like a 30-day, like every 30 days or like quarterly. But they'll tell you every time somebody downloads your song, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's on Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, Pandora. Every time your song is spun, every time somebody downloads your song, you will see it there and you will see what's owed to you. They will collect money for every time your song is in rotation, and they'll cut you that check directly. It comes to you in your mail. You know what I'm saying? So there's no question as to, oh, like, how much am I owed or anything like that, because it's all there. And it really just takes you register.
I have a question.
Okay. It really just takes you taking the first step in registering your project. They put you on every single platform. You can choose. So, like, okay, the platforms we know, right? iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora, right? There's hundreds of streaming platforms that we don't even know about, but other people know about it. You know, we kind of get put in a little bubble because these are what we see every day. But there's hundreds of other platforms that other people are on. What they do is they put your song on every single platform, and you can choose whether you want it to be available for free distribution or it's paid, or you can do both. So if it's just basically them uploading it to iHeartMedia, you know what I'm saying, and now it's in the playlist, Spotify, you know what I'm saying, they'll get your music to that platform.
The brand encompasses everything. Your voice, your feel, your sound, your tone, things of that nature.
The image is probably just something that if you see it, you know what it's connected to. I think the brand is more so connected to the product that you're trying to sell.
So you're all right, and I think Connor said like kind of had a more like specific. Your image is directly tied to you and what you look like, right? So the type of hair you wear, how you wear your hair, what you dress like. Your image is tied to what people visualize you as the individual, right? Your brand is a derivative of you when you aren't present. Okay? So that's the font that you like to use, right? You want to make sure that your fonts are consistent and they kind of feel like you. That's why there's like a million fonts. And I only use certain fonts because I know that those fonts look like me, even though I'm not a font. You know what I'm saying? They look like me when you look at it. So your image and your brand, you want to choose those. So same thing with your color schemes, right? Different projects will ask you to do different color schemes. But most of the time, most artists have specific colors that they constantly use all the time. Beyonce normally has a lot of black and white in her branding. Not all of her covers are black and white. She doesn't only do photo shoots in black and white. But when it comes to a lot of her underlining, she has a lot of black and white that goes in that kind of vintage feel. She likes that kind of vintage, jazzy feel. And you can see it in her stuff, right? When she did the Beyonce album. And she released, I forgot the song, but where she did it where it was like black and white and she was in black and white.
Drunk in Love?
Yeah. Drunk in Love. She did, it was the Beyonce album. She did that whole video
Like
actually.
in Lemonade all the way through?
No, Lemonade.
Her whole Sasha Fierce. The whole Sasha
The
Fierce.
Sasha
Yeah.
Fierce,
The revealing
black and
that
white.
image.
So she's really into like that vintage look. And so that's kind of her visual image. And then you have
It's Marcel, but I go by Show. I'm originally from Orlando, Pine Hills area. I went to school around that, you know what I'm saying, around Pine Hills, everything. I know a lot of artists that are up and coming in the Orlando area. I know a lot of producers, radio hosts, and as well as DJs that's in the Orlando area that I'm familiar with. Personally, I grew up as a dancer and an athlete. I've always been keen and had a love for music. My top genres is jazz, R&B, and hip hop. I don't just say rap because hip hop is an inclusion of rap and R&B. So that's what I read off of. With me being a dancer, I have a special keen ear to music. So that's always been my thing that's always drawn me to good music. And I'm a marketing manager. I kind of just took the role of becoming a marketing manager last year.
Yeah, look, my name is Sawce Gawd Clutch. I come from Sanford, Florida. Big, on, helping the Orlando scenery as far as artists that are under me that are trying to find their voice, get out there, find showcases and everything like that of sort. I'd say my image is more so, like he said, kind of abstract, you know what I'm saying? You really can't put nothing on because think about it. My name is Sawce Gawd Clutch, and the first thing you think when you hear that is, well, he's going to talk about strippers, hoes, drinking, and partying, and all types of other stuff. But my music, about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Finesse it in a way. Look, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Rap is crazy. It's no unity. Like, every artist is either, they for themselves. It's not like in Atlanta where, you have a lot of artists that come together that work to each other. You might have that one person that be there to support you, that then they really hate you. But once you know what I'm saying, it's going to always be, and I hated that. So that was my purpose of always leaving the city anyway, because there was no unity. It's never going to be like that now. And right now to this day, it's still not that. So Orlando, I see a lot of artists that actually work together, and it reminds me of it. You have the worst trash music, but they back you. They like, that's the hardest shit out here right now. That shit be so garbage. But it's the support, you know what I'm saying? And it's the fact that they believe in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. It's good to have.
Shout out to that whole street gang. Life ball to these shits, man. Shout out to 36, man. 551 dog. Get it, my shit, man. Hey, DJ Matty,
he made me spill my damn water. That's just how we doing it, you feel me?
They got shmoney.
No broke Orlando.
Blue cheese on my wings.
Okay,
straight blue cheese. Damn it, I'm the real.
Hey, he tried me though. Hey, I tried him. He told me how much a shoe cost. I said, man, your side, man. Then he said, oh.
fact, I come from welfare. Should be proof and pudding. I mean, you're already exploiting. Let me help you feel it. If you got a lip, then I'm Trayvon with the hoodie. Not a boogie, ayy. Pull up in a dilly, ayy. My clock stay judging like my pop stay thugging. Ooh, Mr. Fat Fool, hook up with your favorite cousin. Pac-Man boo, chick from Cat Man do. Freaky Bali girl, she still tryna pull a move. I push up just to end the scope, cause Jimmy like my